everyone, welcome. My name is Kyle for the win, and welcome to another tier video here in Call of Duty. Today, we are going to be ranking all of the Call of Duty zombie maps from Treyarch, Infinity Ward, and of course Sledgehammer Games. Now, hopefully everything sounds okay. Sorry I'm out of breath. I ran up and downstairs really quickly because I'm actually back home. I'm back home in my home, where I live. Obviously not my dorm room from school. And I'm back for the summer, which is pretty dang cool. But today we are going to be ranking every single Call of Duty Zombies map, as I said, from every Call of Duty game. I'm actually recording this on PC. And we'll see how this goes. Hopefully everything works. Hopefully everything looks good. And yeah, so without further ado, we're going to start from the top left and go to the bottom right, starting with Raven the Redwoods, going all the way down to Shaolin Shuffle. Now, it's going to be an interesting list. Again, a lot of controversial picks, probably just because I'm a little bit different. I enjoy things that a lot of people don't enjoy, and I also don't enjoy things that a lot of people don't enjoy as well. So, now a little bit of a disclaimer. All Infinity Ward game or all Infinite Warfare zombie maps will probably be not a legitimate opinion due to the fact that I barely invested any time in Infinite Warfare zombies. But nonetheless, I have seen gameplay of all of them, played Zombies in Spaceland, Tactical the Radioactive Thing, and Beast from Beyond, so I have opinions on those three. But Shaolin Shuffle and Raven the Redwoods I don't really have a super strong opinion of because I've never really played them. But I have seen them, and let's go ahead and rank the maps. So, starting off here with Raven the Redwoods, I think I'm going to have to put this down in the D tier for the simple reason that Raven the Redwoods is a really cool looking map, but I can't rank it in the S, A, B, or C tiers because I have not played it very much or at all. So I can't possibly rank it higher than D because I've just never played it, never invested any time into it. As I've said, I've seen gameplay of it, but that can't form a perfect opinion. It all matters about how the map plays, how the map looks, and everything like that. So I'm going to have to put Raven the Redwoods down here in the D tier. Now jumping in here with Zombies in Spaceland, I'm going to have to rank that into the C tier. It's a really fun map, but it's not anything amazing. Of course, S is the best maps, A is really good, but not as good as the S tier maps. B tier is still really good, but doesn't compare to these two. C is average, D is below average, E is, not the best, and then F is finally trash, or the worst maps ever. So I'm gonna have to put Zombies in Spaceland in the average category because it's a fun map, but it's nothing special. In my personal opinion. It did a lot of cool things, elemental wonder weapons, and stuff like that, but unfortunately it just doesn't do anything for me to go up into these tiers up here. Outbreak, the first Advanced Warfare map, that is going straight into the D tier as well. Outbreak is a fun map, it's really simple, and I'm just not a big fan of Advanced Warfare zombies. You'll come to find that probably none of my Advanced Warfare zombie maps will break C tier. Now jumping in here with Infection. This one's going in the F tier. By far the worst Advanced Warfare zombies map. It's the worst. It's terrible. There's no flow to it. It's way too big. It's really complicated. Of course, I haven't played this map in a long time, and there's a definite reason for that. Carrier. I'm going to have to put that in the F tier, because I've never played it. I don't know how the map plays, don't know what the map's like, so that's why it's going in the F tier. Once again, Descent, straight into the F tier. Every map that I haven't played will be in the F tier, just because I can't form an opinion on a map that I've never played. It's stupid. So that's why it goes in the trash. And I'm not going to put it up here in the A tiers if I've never played it and never invested time into it. So that's why it is down in the F tier. I don't like putting things in the trash tier, but if I've never played them, I can't form a solid good opinion on it. Next here we have the map Ancient Evil. Where am I going to put Ancient Evil? Ancient Evil goes straight into the A tier. It is a fantastic map. I absolutely love Ancient Evil. When it went live for DLC 2 for Black Ops 4, I played it non-stop, enjoyed the heck out of it. It is a very, very, very good map, and I love it. The Easter egg is really fun. The boss fight is really unique. I love the ancient Greek theme to it. I love Pegasus. The wonder weapons are really, really fun, and it's going into that A tier map. It would be an S tier map if it had the classic Black Ops 3 perk system, and maybe had a different crew. But I do like the Chaos crew, but it has to be in the A tier. Next we have Dead of the Night. Now this is a map that was down in the D or E tier for me, but now it is going up to the C tier. The reason I had it down here was because everything was way too complicated. The werewolves were super annoying, the vampires were even more annoying, and the map just was not fun. I did not enjoy it at all. It just wasn't a good map for me, and a lot of people hate it around the community. I don't feed off of that, but there's a reason that I had it down in the D and the E tier, because it was just not a fun map. I didn't enjoy it. But once I learned the map, once I did the Easter egg and everything like that, once I understood how to kill the werewolves, how to deal with the vampires, it moved up to C tier. I actually did a high round attempt on it and had a really, really good time. The wonder weapon is super, super fun. One of the most unique wonder weapons we've ever seen. I really, really had a fun time playing Dead of the Night once I actually started getting better at the map and started having a lot more fun on it. So that's why it is in the C tier. As a average map, it's not anything amazing, but I really do enjoy the map, and I think it's pretty dang fun. Classified. Now this map is really fun. Of course, it's the remake. It's a better remake from 5. We'll get to 5 probably quite towards the end. But where am I going to put Classified? I'm going to be putting Classified... I think I'm going to be putting Classified in the C tier. Now, the reason why it's in the C tier is because it's a remake. It's a better remake, but it's still a remake, and it's nothing unique, nothing super, super special. It's a really fun map. I like the theme of it, but I mean, it just can't go up in these tiers because it's just not as good as the maps that I will be putting up there. Classified, it's a fun map. It's a good map. A lot of people have it down in the D and the E tier. I don't think it's that bad of a map at all. I think it's really, really fun. But again, just because it's that 5 remake, I just can't move it super, super high. But it is a fun map, and I do enjoy it, but it's going to stay down there. Revelations. Now, this map is a very controversial map. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of people do like it. I'm going to be putting this map in the B tier. And the reason for it being in the B tier is I just love Revelations. I love how there's, Shangri-La, there's Kino Der Toten, there's Mob of the Dead. This was the Zombie Chronicles before Zombie Chronicles came out. So I absolutely love Revelations. It's such a fun map to go for high rounds on. Yes, it's really easy, but that's why it's fun to go for high rounds on. If you get the Thunder Gun, the upgraded Apothecary Servant, you can just go forever, and it's so much fun. I love Revelations. It's such a fun map, and that's why it's in the B tier. The Easter egg was debatable. A lot of people didn't like it, especially when we got the cutscene. Everybody was saying this is stupid, this is the worst zombie map ever. But I really enjoy Revelation. It's a lot of fun. I've never completed the Easter egg. It's a little bit too complicated. I did go for round 100. I completed round 100, and that's why Revelations is in the B tier. Because, as I said, it was Zombie Chronicles before Zombie Chronicles came out, and it's just a really fun map for high rounds, and that's why it's up there. The Tortured Path. Now, this is another trash zombies map. I hate the objectives. I hate how it's not a standard zombies map with perks and stuff like that. There are perks, but you have to do objectives, and I just had no fun playing this map. There's a 30-minute gameplay on my channel covering this map, and the whole time I was saying how bad this map was. I don't even remember if it had a wonder weapon or not. I can't even remember the Tortured Path. It just was not a fun map. I didn't enjoy it at all. And it has to go in the F tier because it's just not a good map in my opinion. Blood of the Dead. Now this is another maybe controversial pick. This one is going in the B tier. Once again, it's going in the B tier because Mob of the Dead is one of my favorite maps of all time. And again, this list is my opinion. Feel free to disagree with me down below in the comments. Make sure you put your list down below as well if you feel like it. Again, it's just my opinion. This is how I feel. And You know, everybody's opinion is different, and if you respect my opinion, I'll respect yours. So, Blood of the Dead, great map. I really enjoy it. Not talking about the Easter egg. The Easter egg is fun. I've never completed it. I haven't completed it quite yet. I always get stuck on the challenge where you have to shield blast the ghost in the New Industries building, I think is what it's called. But overall, Blood of the Dead is a great map. It's Mob of the Dead with improved graphics. You know, our four, classic characters. Pardon me again, it's just a really fun map. Love Blood of the Dead. I love the Magma Gat. I love having the Hell's Retriever again. I just love it. It's a pretty faithful remake to Mob of the Dead. There's a few things that it could improve on, but overall, I think Blood of the Dead is a great map, and it's a lot of fun. 9, another B tier map. Love 9. It's such a fun map. Easter egg is amazing. The theme is fantastic. The Wonder Weapon could be a lot better, but overall, 9 has a great theme, great Easter egg, and I love the boss fight. It's so much fun. I love the elephant just coming in and kicking a whole bunch of ass. Such a fun game. Such a fun map. Love it. That's why it is in the B tier. Voyage of Despair. Where am I going to put Voyage of Despair? D tier. Now, this may be controversial as well, or maybe it'll be right where your opinion is. Voyage of Despair is in the D tier because it is way too complicated. I've played probably 10 or 20 hours on Voyage of Despair, so I have a very solid opinion on it. The box RNG is awful for the Easter egg. The dial step is not fun. I will admit, though, that the Wonder Weapon is really bad. It could be a lot better, and that would move the map up probably to a C tier, but it's in that D tier just because it is just not a good map. All of the boat levels are too big. It takes way too long to traverse the whole map. The water, the constant spawn of the I forget what they're called, but the guy that shoots the coal at you. I don't know. Voyage of Despair. It's a decently fun map. I have gotten to a pretty decent round on it, but overall, Voyage of Despair, not the best map ever. I think it belongs in that D tier. Garad Crovey. Where am I going to be putting Garad Crovey? Straight into the A tier. Fantastic map. One of the best Black Ops 3 maps besides Der Eisendrache. Zetsubo no Shima is next, and we'll cover that here really soon. Garad Crovey, absolute masterpiece. The only thing I wish that it did a little bit better is had a little bit of an easier, maybe Easter egg for those solo players, because it's really difficult on solo. Overall, though, the Wonder Weapon is fantastic. It feels like that classic nostalgic zombies map. Absolutely love Garad Crovey. It's a fantastic map. It deserves to be in that A tier. The reason it's not an S tier map for me is because I just feel like there's better maps than Garad Crovey. It's still a great map, and it belongs in that A tier. And also, it's Nikolai. Nikolai's one of my favorite characters. It's Nikolai's map. Feels awesome. Love that map. It's great. Belongs in that A tier. Zetsubo no Shima. Again, a very controversial pick. This one's going in the A tier as well. I love Zetsubo no Shima. Once again, it's my opinion. Zetsubo no Shima is an amazing map, in my personal opinion, for two big reasons. Number one, the theme of it is fantastic. I love the creepy, scary theme to it. It's so cool. I love the dark atmosphere. I love, you know, the creepy part of the experiments that happen there from Division 9. Love Zetsubo no Shima. I really enjoy the map. There's a few negative parts about it, such as the doors costing too much, the Wonder Weapon being a little bit complicated to make, but other than that, Zetsubo no Shima is a great map, and I also like it because I love the cutscene. It's my favorite zombies cutscene ever, because, I mean, it's also Takio's map, which is another one of my favorite characters from the Ether storyline. Zetsubo no Shima definitely belongs in that A tier, in my personal opinion. Der Eisendrache. Where am I going to be putting Der Eisendrache? Straight into the S tier. Best map in Black Ops 3, sorry. Love going for high rounds on this map. I've completed the solo Easter egg more times than I've completed any other Easter egg on any other zombies map. Der Eisendrache 100% belongs in there. My highest round on there is 83, nothing to brag about, but I could have gone to 100. I just get super bored. But I love Der Eisendrache. I love the bows. I love the flow of the map. The Easter egg is amazing. Everything about Der Eisendrache is fantastic. That's why it belongs in the S tier. Shadows of Evil. Where am I going to be putting Shadows of Evil? for its time, for Black Ops 3, I think it goes right between Gorod Krovi and Ancient Evil in the A tier. Shadows of Evil is a really, really fun map. I love the theme of it. I love the music. I love the Pack-a-Punch camo. I love the celebrity cast. Shadows of Evil is a masterpiece of a map. The reason that it's not an S tier is because Gorod Krovi and DE are much better maps, in my personal opinion. Not that I don't dislike a different storyline, because as I said with the Chaos story, I like it, but I just love the Ether story and how they did put it into Black Ops 3. But Shadows of Evil still is the first map that had the Apothicon Servant. A really, really innovative, fun map. Really, really enjoy Shadows of Evil, and that is why it's in the A tier. Mob of the Dead. Where am I going to be putting Mob of the Dead? As I said, it's one of my favorite maps of all time. Where is it going to go, though? It is going to go above Ancient Evil once again in the A tier. The theme of it is awesome. The Easter egg is pretty cool. I love the audio logs because, you know, of course, Alcatraz has a really interesting history. It's a really, really just an interesting place. And Mob of the Dead is a great map. I love the Electric Cherry perk that they introduced into that map. The Afterlife was really unique. Hell's Retriever and the what's it called? The Hell's Redeemer. Both really, really good. Loved upgrading it. Just Mob of the Dead is a classic. It's just a fantastic map in general. Again, it's one of my favorite maps, but I can't put it in the S tier just because, again, it just doesn't have that thing to put it in the S tier, if you know what I mean. It doesn't have that DE type of S tier thing. Nuketown. Where am I going to be putting Nuketown? Now, this map is very interesting. I'm going to be putting it in the C tier ahead of Zombies in Spaceland. I mean, it could have been a B tier or an A tier map, but the reason that it's down here in the C tier is because, number one, the random perks make it a really, really difficult map. They don't have any unique wonder weapons of any kind. But the reason that it's in the C tier and on the top of the C tier is because it's a really fun map. I enjoy playing on that classic Nuketown. The colors are really, really good. It's just a fun map, but again, it's not anything amazing. It's just an average map. Or now we are moving on to Origins. Now this map, again, S tier map. One of the best maps ever in Call of Duty Zombies. Again, it's below DE because DE may stay up there. I can't. Looking through this, we'll probably come to a map that can beat DE, but for now, Origins is going to be second in that S tier. The reason that it's in the S tier is the staffs. They're so much fun to build, they're so much fun to use, and the upgrading process is pretty difficult, but they're very rewarding. The Easter egg is really good. And the thing that kind of moves it ahead of all these other maps is it was way, way, way ahead of its time. If you guys know or remember, Origins was always talked about as that map that probably shouldn't have been in Black Ops 2 instead of been put in Black Ops 3, because it was way ahead of its time. Dynamic weather, the staffs, the giant robots were really difficult challenges for the devs of Black Ops 2, but Origins is a fantastic map. It's really good in Zombie Chronicles as well, and of course Black Ops 2 where it originated. So fantastic map, belongs in the S tier for sure. Frozen Dawn. And this of course is DLC 4 for World War II Zombies. I'm not a World War II Zombies hater. I think this map definitely belongs in the bottom of the D tier. Again, it's not any beautiful, perfect map that is above the C tier, but it's still a fun map. I enjoyed it. I did a full playthrough on it. Really, really enjoyed it. It's a World War II map. I've kind of forgotten about it, so that's why it's kind of down here in the D tier. It's a good map, but it's a decent map, but it's not anything amazing or special. Now jumping in here with Buried. Where is Buried going to go? This is hard. This is Buried, Die Rise are hard maps to place in my personal opinion, because Buried is not a D or an E or an F tier. I don't know if it's a C tier though, because it's pretty good. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of B tier. Buried probably could have been way up here if they made the map a little bit more difficult, had more better training spots, but it's down here at the bottom of the B tier because it's a very easy map. The Thing about Leroy is he's really unique, he's really cool, he's really helpful. I like that part of Barry. The wonder weapon is really, really fun to use. It's really unique. One of the only wonder weapons ever that has unlimited ammo. And I just really, really like Buried. It's a fun map, but it's just too easy, and that's why it doesn't go up there. The Easter egg was really bad. Most of the Victus Crew Easter eggs were not great, but Buried's a pretty good map. I really enjoyed it. Again, it's just a little too easy, and that's why it's down here in the B tier. The witches are cool. A lot of things about Buried are pretty cool, but that's why it's down here in the B tier. Now, Die Rise. Where am I going to be putting Die Rise? It's an average map. Is it better than Classified, though? Is it better than Dead of the Night? It's definitely better than Dead of the Night, but I don't think it's better than Classified. Yeah, there we go. That's a pretty good C tier. Now, Die Rise is in that middle section because, number one, it's just the verticality really ruins the map for me. You know, if they made it easier to traverse the map, I think it would be higher. But the reason, for that sheer reason, it just cannot go up into the B or A tier. Die Rise is a really fun map, though. I love the wonder weapon. It's really, really cool. But Die Rise is frustrating just because of that sheer random perk thing with the lifts. And, you know, the amount of times that I've jumped and not done my jump right and fell to my death. More times than I can count on my two hands. So Die Rise is not a very good map in my opinion. It's average, it's fun, it has a really good one weapon, but it just is not, it's not good and it's not bad either. It's just there. Transit. Now a lot of people have that straight to F tier. I'm putting it in E tier. Transit for me was a really bad map when I first started playing zombies, because you guys have to understand, the first time I ever played zombies and like legitimately jumped into zombies and played it for the very first time was on Transit. No idea what I was doing. I got left on the bus so many times. Did not enjoy Transit. Was not fun for me. But the reason that it's not down here in the F tier and moved up to the E tier is because I got better at zombies. I learned the map. I learned how to build the one weapon. And I got better at the map. Was able to get to round 40 on it. Again, nothing special, but the fact that I'd even got to round 40 and actually put in the effort to get to round 40 on this map proves that it's not the worst map ever. You know, if they got rid of the fog or kept the fog and got rid of the denizens, the map would be so much better. Maybe even made it a little bit smaller, but other than that, I mean, that really hindered the map. Also, I've heard a lot of rumors that the map wasn't finished on launch, which is probably a big reason why it's such a bad map. But you know, it's not the worst map ever. I think all of these zombies maps are way worse than Transit, but just Transit is just not anything that belongs up here. Again, I think the Frozen Dawn, Voyage of Despair, Outbreak, and Rave in the Redwoods are way better than Transit. Just how I feel. But again, Transit's not the worst map ever. Next we have Moon. Moon. In my opinion, it's a very underrated map. Overrated map is what I should say. Moon is a hard one. Moon is a very hard one. I think I'm going to put it in the... What does my gut say? What is my guts telling me to put Moon? Zombie Chronicles versus Black Ops 1. Top of the C tier. Moon goes down here because it is a very difficult map on Black Ops 1. It's really, really hard, but I really like the theme of it. I like the abandoned base in the Moon. The Zombies Chronicles version I think is way better, a lot more fun. It's not the classic Moon, but it's better. It has better flow. It's a little bit easier, which is weird that it has better flow. But, I mean, it's just an easier map on Zombie Chronicles, and that's, I think, why it's in the C tier. If I was a new person to zombies and I jumped into Moon the first time, it'd be down here in the D tier for me. But it's in the C tier. It's on the top of the C tier because it deserves to be at the top of the C tier. It's a fun map. The wonder weapon is really fun. It was that kind of last classic map where a lot of people didn't know where the storyline was going to go after Moon. So it's a fun map, but again, I don't think it's better than any of these maps up here. Honestly, that may be a pretty controversial pick because Moon is a lot of people's favorite map, but for me, it has to be on the top of the C tier. Shangri-La. Now, this map is one of the hardest zombie maps ever, but it's also the prettiest map, and that's why it goes at the bottom of B tier. That's better than Moon. Or maybe, no, I'll switch these two around. So we'll put that down there, and we'll put Moon up here. Shangri-La is on the top of the C tier because it is such a hard map that it can be really frustrating to play if you don't know the map. It's even frustrating if you do know the map. I've played Shangri-La probably 4 or 5 times. Not the Black Ops 1 version, the Zombie Chronicles one. I actually don't have the Black Ops 1 version. But either way, one of the prettiest maps ever in Zombies, hands down. That's why it's so high on the list. The Wonder Weapon is probably the coolest and uniquest Wonder Weapon ever. The only thing that's holding it back from being just a fantastic map is the difficulty of it, as well as the Napalm Zombie. The Streaker Zombie is not too annoying. Or Streaker Zombie. I said Streaker Zombie. Streaker Zombie is not as annoying as the Napalm Zombie, but I mean, it could have been a way better map, but for what it was, I think it belongs at the top of the average tier. Kino Der Toten. Now, this map is one of the few maps I've kind of started off playing as well. Not in the Black Ops 1 days, but after Black Ops 1. And I'm going to have to be... I think Kino Der Toten has to go above Moon in the B tier. It's a really fun map. I really enjoy it. It's really simple. I feel like if it had an Easter egg quest, it'd be way more popular and maybe higher on my list. But Kino Der Toten, it's just one of those really good classic maps. It has the thunder gun, it has the ray gun. It's a really fun map, and it's really, really easy to train on and kind of to start off as zombies. Of course, definitely Kino Der Toten is responsible for helping me become a pretty decent trainer and a much better zombies player. So Kino Der Toten definitely belongs in the B tier. I think it's a pretty good map, but it's not amazing, and it does not belong in the C or D or E or F tiers. It definitely belongs right there in the B tier. 5. Where am I going to be putting 5? E tier. The reason why it's going in the E tier is I've played it and it is ridiculously hard on Black Ops 1. I don't enjoy it in Black Ops 1. The characters are good, which is preventing it from going down here in the F tier. But man, 5, just not a good map. Classified is way better than 5. The Pentagon Thief is so annoying. It's just one of the hardest maps ever. The creepy aspect of it is pretty cool, but I mean, 5, just not a good map in my opinion. It definitely belongs in the E tier, and I do think it is worse than Transit. Next, we have Ascension, arguably one of the best maps ever, but the thing that's holding it back is the monkeys that steal your perks, so that is why it belongs here in the B tier. Now, I'm pretty sure that it is better than Revelation. So there we go, top of the B tier. I love Ascension. The reason why it's down here in the B tier, at the top of the B tier, and not in the ARS, is because number 1, the monkeys are way too annoying, and it's one of the easiest zombie maps ever once you get down. I mean, I even got to round 72 on Black Ops 1. That is telling you something with how easy this map is. It's a fun map, but it's just way, way, way too easy, and it belongs down in that B tier because of that way too easy factor and the monkeys. But, I mean, the atmosphere of the map, the Easter egg quest is pretty cool. Ascension definitely belongs in the B tier. Call of the Dead. This is a hard one. Call of the Dead. Where am I going to be putting Call of the Dead? Bottom of the A tier. Let's do that. There we go. In the A tier. Call of the Dead. Actually, I cannot put it in the A tier. I'm gonna have to put it in the B tier. There we go. Call of the Dead is a really fun map. I actually played it not too long ago, so I have a very fresh opinion of this map. Without George, this map would be S tier. And the reason why I would put it in S tier without George is because the Wonder Weapon is so cool and so good, and I like the theme of the map. The Scavenger is just insanity. It's so good. It's really, really fun, and I love it. But because of George, it has to go down all the way down to the B tier. George is so annoying and frustrating. He's super slow, but once you start going for trains and start going for those playing through those rounds, you literally have to run all the way across the map, wait for him to get there, and then he doesn't go away. And the scavenger hitbox on George is way too big, so he just starts sprinting at you, making you go down, making the zombies electrocuted and really, really fast. And it's just so annoying. Without George, the map would definitely be way up there in the S tier, as I said, but because it doesn't have that, it's down in the B tier. Next, we have Nuketown. Nuketown is, of course, the very first original map, and I'm going to be putting it at the bottom of B tier. Yep, that's where it belongs, in my personal opinion. Nuketown goes up there because it is such a fun map. I really, really enjoy it. I didn't play the Black Ops 1 or the World at War version too much. I have played the World at War version. I think it's a really fun map. It's really, really simple. I'm not blinded by nostalgia when I put it up on the B tier. I think it's a really fun map because of that challenge, and it also has probably my proudest zombie moment on it, because I got to round 81 on Zombie Chronicles on this map, so I really have kind of a connection to it. So I really enjoy Nuketown. It's a really fun map, and I think it definitely belongs there in the B tier. The Shadow Throne, best World War II map. I'm putting it at the top. I'm putting it between Shangri-La and Nuketown. I love this map. If you guys saw my playthrough of the Shadow Throne from World War II, I really, really enjoyed it. I love the feeling of the map. It feels like a war-torn Berlin, and it's a really fun map. The Wonder Weapon, again, has unlimited ammo, so it's really fun to run around with. I had a really good training strategy. It's a really fun map. I really enjoyed the Shadow Throne. I love the environment of it. I love the creepiness of it, and that's why Shadow Throne belongs there. Voyager, again, a very creepy, fun map. Again, I think this one goes above Nuketown. I love the atmosphere of Voyager. It's a really, really, really creepy map. It has the Wunderwaffe in Black Ops 3, which is where I played this map the most. Voyager is a really fun map. I love the introduction of the perks, the splitting of the teammates in the map, and Voyager definitely belongs up there as, a pretty solid B tier map. Shino Numa, once again, goes above Nuketown because of the Wunderwaffe, the colors of it, the swamp. Division 9 is one of the most interesting things of zombies, in my personal opinion. Shino Numa is a great map. It's really, really fun. Belongs definitely in that B tier. Doris and the Giant. Where am I going to be putting Doris and the Giant? Honestly, this is a hard one to place. I may have to reorganize my A tier, but I think it's definitely an A tier map. Is it better than Ancient Evil? I think it might be. Is it better than Mob of the Dead? No. So I think there's a perfect spot for it right here in the A tier. No. There we go. Doris goes right there in the A tier. The reason why it's in the A tier is because Doris and the Giant are really, really fun maps. They're the classic. Just that, I love just that whole aspect of Doris is super, super fun. Love Doris. It's a great map. I love the Pack-a-Punch, how you get Pack-a-Punch, the strategy of camping on the boardwalk or whatever it's called. Just super. It's a super good map. I really enjoyed Doris. I think it definitely belongs in the A tier just because it's that classic. I definitely think it's the best World at War map. And yep, it belongs definitely there in the A tier. The Darkest Shore, trash map. Nope, trash map. The Fog, terrible. The Boss Zombie, terrible. The Wonder Weapon is okay. The map flow, terrible. Definitely belongs in the F tier. Not a good map at all. I played it, didn't have any fun with it. Belongs in the F tier. Grossman House. This goes in the middle of bottom of the E tier. Grossman House, not a bad map at all. Not a fun map either. Grossman House is just kind of a non-factor zombie map in my personal opinion. I've only played it in the intro cutscene for zombies, and that's why I just don't have it ranked any higher. It's not anything special. It's a really small map, and I don't like that. So, yep, definitely belongs there in the E tier. The Final Reich, probably the second best World War II map. So it goes on the bottom of the D tier. The Final Reich, I loved the atmosphere. If you guys remember me doing a trailer breakdown, probably a lot of you guys probably don't, because when I did the trailer breakdown on this, I barely had started YouTube. Like, I was maybe a month or two into it, so a lot of you guys probably didn't even see this trailer breakdown. But man, oh man, the creepiest zombie map ever in zombies history, and that's why I like it so much. The creepier the zombie map, the better, in my opinion. That's why Zetsubo no Shima is so high. The Elemental 1 weapons were really, really cool, but the reason it's not better than the Shadow Throne is just because I love the Shadow Throne more, and I love the atmosphere of the Shadow Throne better. But the Final Reich is a great map nonetheless. That's why it's in the bottom of the C tier. It's an average map, but it's not great either. And finally, last but not least, we have the DLC 2 through 4 of Infinite Warfare Zombies. Beast from Beyond, trash map. I'll do all of these really quickly. Attack of the Radioactive Thing. C tier map, Shaolin Shuffle, E tier map. So let's start with Beast from Beyond. Bad map. Didn't enjoy it at all. The cryptids killed you way too fast. They should not have done a 3-down system with the cryptids as well. I think I made it to round 3 or 4 before the game was over. Not a fun map. Did not enjoy Beast from Beyond at all. Again, it was also at the end of Infinite Warfare, where I was just looking forward to World War II. Didn't really want to bother. And, you know, Beast from Beyond, just not a great map. Shaolin Shuffle, next, bottom of the E tier. Haven't played it, but it's not a bad map from what I've seen of videos. That's why it's at the bottom of the E tier, not in the F tier. And finally, we have the Attack of the Radioactive Thing in the C tier. Now, the reason I have Attack of the Radioactive Thing up there in the C tier is because I really enjoyed the map. I like the 50s kind of ocean camping theme of it. I just love the theme of Attack of the Radioactive Thing. It's a fun map. Really, pardon me, unique wonder weapon. And the boss fight was really, really fun as well. So Attack of the Radioactive Thing is definitely in my C tier for a really, really good map. And there we go, guys. That is my full tier leveling for Call of Duty Zombies, from World War II to Treyarch to Infinite Warfare Zombies. Surprisingly, I only have 2 maps up here in the S tier. I think when I first made this, I had Shadows of Evil in the S tier. I had Zetsubo no Shima in the S tier. But I knew I had to sleep on it a little bit and really think about where I wanted to place these maps. And I think this is my solid list. All of the maps you see in here are the order that they are in the tier. So, of course, we have DE at the top of the S tier as the best zombies map ever. We have Gerard Crovey at the top of the A tier as a map that could be one of the best zombie maps ever, but it's still in my top 5. Then for the top of the B tier, we have Call of the Dead. Again, no George, boom, up to S tier. Shangri-La, top of the C tier because of the atmosphere and how fun the map was. Raven the Redwoods, top of the D tier because I think it could have been the best, probably have been the best Infinite Warfare Zombies map if I actually played it. Transit, top of the E tier because it's not a very good map at all, but it is fun once you learn how to get it down. And Infection is on the top of the F tier, which it probably should be because these are all really bad maps, and you know, the best of the worst is still the worst. So there we go. That is my full tier list for Call of Duty Zombies maps. If you guys have your own list, make sure to leave that down below. I'd be really interested on seeing it, or you can just send me on Twitter at Kyle from YouTube. Just, you know, send it to me. I'd be interested in seeing it. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for the video. This is my first time ever recording on PC. Hopefully everything worked right. Hopefully everything looks good. And if you guys missed any of my other recent videos on the channel, make sure you guys check those out at the end of the video, and of course on my channel. I will see you guys on another Black Ops 4 video very, very soon.